welcome to the first show of Net Effects. The idea of this show is to keep you, the business owner, in the loop on what's happening with things like Google search, Bing search, what's happening with videos and social updates. So you'll know the net effect on your business. So an update that's been kicking around since early August, or mid-August in fairness, is the helpful content update. And the idea of that is Google, over the last year or so, a lot of content has been generated using AI technology. So things like Jasper and copy AI and stuff like that. And in fairness, a lot of people, we may have done it in the early days, is just gone to these AI technology, put in a few keywords, and it's just created chunks of words, what would be deemed as good quality content. Any of the search engines, particularly Google, is getting wise to that, and obviously they don't want their search engine results just full of generic AI content. So part of that update has been the helpful content update. So that's looking at various things. So if we go to their website, and you'll see one of the things that is the content really helpful, or is it just filler content? Is it 1,200 words? 200 words really addresses the search need, and 1,000 words, which is just stuff with variations and keywords. And when we do in SEO, that's one of the tactics, trying to get loads of keywords. But the search engines have got wise to this, so now they're looking, is your content really helpful? So if I bring up the website, does it focus on people first? And also, what do we have here? Do you have existing content and intended audience, or a business that would find the content direct for them? So is it for them? Does the content clearly demonstrate first-hand expertise? This probably follows on from product reviews. The thing with the AI writers, you can put a couple of keywords in there. It'll crawl the internet and use in various other third-party AI technology and come up with a plausible answer to your question. But it's not necessary that it's from an expert. So it's all somebody's just rehashing. So they're looking for first-hand knowledge. Is the information first-hand? And they're looking at other things to back that up. And does the site have a primary purpose and focus? So years ago, you could have a website and it could be quite wide. Now, think of TikTok generations. Your content on your website needs to appear relevant to that user really quickly. So this is the update, what Google is the helpful content update. And this has also been rolled out in early August, but some people haven't seen the effect on it. It's still rolling out. As of Friday last week, the last time I checked, the data is still rolling out. The update is still rolling out. So you may have not seen an impact yet, but Google's not finished. So that's one of their first updates, or the news article, sorry. The next one is, I can't see it. Yeah, Google SEO tips for e-commerce sites. So if you've got an e-commerce site, you can have a plugin. So things like Shopify, WooCommerce, stuff like that. There's a little plugin you can add, so you don't have to worry about coding. The idea of this plugin, and I'll leave a link to a video. They've actually done a video going through the 6 steps as well and the benefits of doing it. But the idea of this automatic update is, if you've got stock, so if somebody was searching for, I don't know, blue water bottles, and particularly if they went near me, it would know the stock of yours. So this is not just for e-commerce websites. So if you've got a website and you've got inventory, they'll be able to say, okay, Joe Bloggs down the road, or the company down the road, has got 10 blue bottles in stock, and then you'll know if it's worth your trip. So it's not just for e-commerce, but you would obviously have an e-commerce platform on there to have your stock availability. So that's well worth it. So if you have got an e-commerce store or a store where you've got stock in there, I would assume you've got some kind of online catalog. The idea is you can show your stock in inventory. So if somebody's doing a search, they would know that you down the road has got stopped versus Amazon, which is going to be 2 or 3 days, or maybe a day's delivery. So if you've got an e-commerce site, definitely check that out. A lot of near me searches for availability on stock coming up on this. Next up, we have, where are we? Oh, I know. Yeah, this is the update. So yeah, I thought I flicked over to it. Yeah, so this is the website. So it's going through Google's Merchant Help Center. So that's the e-commerce site. So the next article is YouTube. Now, YouTube's focusing heavily on shorts. So their goal of the shorts is obviously TikTok. This is to rival TikTok and also Instagram Reels. Now, the problem is what people have been doing is creating videos on TikTok and just sticking them onto YouTube. Some of the TikTok don't obviously like that, and YouTube doesn't like it, particularly if you're using potentially copyright music. There is potential changes on that, but the creators, so Instagram Reels, they give you a tool so you can make your video and edit your video and add all these nice filters. They don't want you using that on TikTok, and vice versa. TikTok ideally don't want you doing that. If you create your video outside those platforms and use a third-party editor, be it on your phone, tablet, or your computer, and then do the final tweak on those platforms, that's fine. But what they don't want you to do is use their platform to do all the work and then stick it on another one. So YouTube Shorts is now going to be putting a watermark on their videos. So if you created it and you haven't finished it, you won't see the watermark. This is more if you're downloading it and repurposing it on another on another platform. TikTok is also playing around because there has been apps so you could remove or hide the logo. TikTok is actually playing around with actually moving the logo around the screen. Basically, they don't want you using their tool to create third-party content. So that's something to watch out for. YouTube is focusing heavily on shorts, but they will be dropping the logo on there. So something to bear in mind. And the users themselves are you're less likely to get engaged viewers if they're seeing you're just creating it on one platform and uploading it. So they want to know that it's been made for them. So TikTok is TikTok. So if you are a business, it's probably worth looking at a third-party app, and I can leave details of that in the link on comments below. The next one on the social news is Twitter. Potentially, this is hasn't been rolled out yet, so it's in internal testing, is allowing you to edit your tweets. Normally, if you put a tweet on there, the only option was to delete it. Now, I've done this, I wouldn't say a million times, but I posted a tweet, read it back and gone, darn, I've either spelt something incorrectly, being dyslexic don't help, or I put a wrong date or something like that. Now, potentially the idea is that you'll have 30 minutes to make that alteration. So if I bring their site up, yeah, so the idea is that you'll have 30 minutes and it'll actually mark that this tweet has been edited, which is going to be obviously a benefit. So that's potentially rolling out soon. Software wise, it varies. If you're using WordPress on your website, there has been an update. There was a small vulnerability in the core. So if you are using that, well worth updating. And there's been 15 other bugs, 3 vulnerabilities sorted and 15 bug fixes. So that's well worth sorting that out. If you do streaming or screen capture using OBS, they've now rolled out, it was in beta and they've now finally released 28. So OBS. So this works on Windows and Macs and Linux. This is a streaming software, and you can actually record your screen and that. Work with a lot of churches during the pandemic has used this as well. Now, if you use very few plugins, you're good to go. You can download in it and download OBS and do it in a test drive, so you're not overwriting your existing one. So there's a portable installation. There has been some major improvements. It's native to Apple Silicon now, and we have a checklist. So I'll leave a link to that in the website, in the comments below, a website, so you can actually check that out. So if you're not using loads of plugins, not a problem, you're good to go. But the website here has got a list of, I can't say it's every plugin, but some of the major plugins, and if it's been updated. So the idea that if you've got a production and you're using half a dozen plugins, don't update yet if you need these plugins obviously to be current to version 28. So you can definitely check this list. As I said, I'll leave a link in the description. So yeah, this I checked this last Friday and again today. There's been a few more added. So the idea is this will probably be done. A lot of people create the plugins voluntarily, so there's no payment in that. They do this out of the passion for the project. So probably allow them a couple of weeks to get around to updating that. But as I said, you can download OBS 28 and do a portable install and have a play with it. If you're not using any plugins, you should be good to go anyway. And I think, yeah, that's it. So that's the first episode. If you want to stay up to date with all business content, on helpful videos on creating content for your website, updating your website, creating videos and all that kind of stuff, and the weekly news. So keeping you in the loop. Until next week.